Good morning. It's Friday, May 10th, and things in this country are happening that have very rarely happened before. I know that in the House of Representatives, Mike Johnson had a tough time becoming the Speaker. But in my mind, he has done some remarkable things. And one of the remarkable things is that he has worked with the Democrats to get things done. And that's a big improvement over what's really been going on in the House of Representatives for a while. So what happens to him? He is attacked by the Looney Tune Marjorie Taylor Greene, and she wants him expelled from his job as the Speaker. And she goes before the House of Representatives and makes a speech and calls for his resignation, calls for his de-seated, I shall say, removed from office. And what do you think happened? The people in the audience, the Republicans and the Democrats, booed Marjorie Taylor Greene and booed her vociferously. And that just shows you how far offline this woman is. And I am surprised that the voting public in her state still keeps sending her back to the House of Representatives. And she gets nothing done with all of her crazy mishigas. And so why does she be foolish enough to attempt to get rid of the Speaker, Mike Johnson? Now, I have to admit, I wasn't sure that Johnson could do the job. But he has stepped to the plate and done a reasonably good job and able to work with the Democrats and actually able to use them to do a couple of good things for this country. So in any event, Marjorie Taylor Greene attacks him for being better than normal, and she gets booed off the floor and destroyed in the vote on her proposal. In the end, an overwhelming number of Democrats and Republicans pushed back against Miss Greene, and the vote was huge, embarrassing. She, in my mind, has no sense of her use in Congress. You cannot keep making a fool of yourself and think that you're going to get things done. If you want to be a member of the team, you have to understand what your position is. You can be a leader, but you have to be sensible. You can't run ripshod over everything and expect the sane members of Congress to follow your lead. She was so stupid to do this thing, to represent this challenge against Mike Johnson. And it showed. The vote was 359 to 43 against her. She should recognize the fact that she is worthless. She's not going to ever get anything done in Congress the way she behaves. So why doesn't she learn her business? Why is she always an outcast, an outlier? Does she not know what's really happening in the world? The world being the United States. And I don't understand how the people in Georgia keep voting for her and keep sending her back to the House. This is a woman who hasn't accomplished anything there. She's always on the wrong side of the road. Why do you send a person like that back to Congress? Do you have nobody in your district that is capable of representing you properly? You may agree with the things that she wants to do. You may agree that she's the right person because she has your best interests at heart. But her presentation of your values is not proper. It will never, ever be successful if you are an outlier and you do not understand how to convince others that you are correct and that you are taking the right steps. Because if you look at her record, she's always on the wrong side of the job. Now, she may be on the right side occasionally when the majority of the Republicans are voting a certain way. But when it comes right down to the nitty gritty, she's so far off base. So I look at this district in Georgia, and I believe it should probably be taken apart and joined with some other areas so that they get a decent amount of representation in Congress from that area of the country. Because Taylor Greene has failed miserably, and I don't see her stopping this. Because you would think that if you understood what was going on and you kept getting defeated and you kept surrounding yourself with other right-wing fanatics and you're not getting anything done, then why do you want the job? Maybe because you can't get any job that's better than this. But that's no reason for you to be in Congress. You have to shape up. You have to learn. You have to watch what's going on. You have to recognize the fact that you're an outlier. And it's okay. You can be proud of your positions. But what good are they if they don't get anything done? There are many people who are outliers. And they get things done because they recognize the key word, compromise. But not Marjorie Taylor Greene. When she looked at this thing, she knew those numbers were going to be bad. So why go ahead and embarrass yourself and embarrass your region of the country when you know that you are going down with this destructive vote? And what happens now is not only are you a disgrace, but your entire region, all of your backers are disgraced also. They are the laughing stock of this universe. You have to work harder and correct yourself. You have to get yourself in line. Do some work to understand what your job really is. Your job is not to be an outlier and to be somebody who is difficult and somebody who believes they are correct and believes that the country and their part of the country is behind them. And maybe they are behind you. And if that's the case, it's a big mistake on their part. So I'll leave you with that this morning. Marjorie Taylor Greene, so far off base that she's an automatic out. Have a great day. Bye.